Hey guys, it's me. I'm back. Have you ever just had a bad day? Well, this is one of them for me. It's been one thing after the next, and I'll just leave it at that. But I want you to remember all of the people who are bringing you information and taking time to do this. They got life going on, and it's not always easy, but I'm here. Hopefully my audio is working. I am upgrading my setup here. I got a new camera and a new mic, and it's going to be much better. But you know what's funny is when you do something from your heart, anything creative, anything that is just from a place of love, it's always the people in the very beginning who loved you when you were raw and there was no frills. And you are those people. Who knows where this path takes me? I feel I'm on to something and doing something right, but the people who have been with me here from the very beginning, you're what keeps me going. So I just wanted to say that. But yeah, let's see. Can you hear the ambulance in the background? It's just been one of those days. I live in the middle of Nebraska. Can you hear that? It's just been one of those days. Anyway. E, thank you for your comment about not watching the same things over and over again on my show and me trying to bring new information. It's because I know what it's like being out there in the trenches looking for the next thing, and sometimes it's beneficial to have certain things drilled in your head over and over and over again. But I know that when I'm speaking to this audience that it's people who have really done their homework. And I don't want to bring you the same shit every single week. So I appreciate you appreciating me bringing new things. And I just wanted to say that. Ben said, it's great to have you back. What are your thoughts on hip hop and underground hip hop that has a lot of knowledge, and political hip hop? And what type of music do I like listening to that is conscious, as music is an important part of our culture? I am very sensitive to music, and I tend to gravitate towards independent artists. I have since I was in high school, pretty much. The only mainstream music I listen to is classic rock, yacht rock from the 70s, or I like a lot of new wave stuff from the 80s. But other than that, I like independent music. And all of the people who are saying, like, there's no good music anymore, there's a ton of good music out there. You just have to know where to look for it, sort of like information. And just like independent journalism and finding your niche, I'm that way with music too. But I like anything that has a good bass line and a good drum beat. If it's got those two things, even though I don't like drum and bass music, if you know that genre of dance music, it's very like chaotic sounding, but I like drums and I like bass, and we are a very musically inclined family here. My daughter's already learning how to play the guitar at 2 years old. And my husband is the one who did my intro music. I wanted something that was kind of like quirky and 80s sounding, not super serious, but fun without being super cheesy. And he nailed it. And we love music here. Your governing meridian will tell you if music is in alignment with you. It doesn't necessarily have to give you chills down your back, but like you can actually electrically feel it through your body. You can feel it from here all the way down your spine. So that's why I like soul music. So, as promised, this episode, I am going to be talking about solutions and steering away from politics, but how we can bring people together. Every week I ask whatever is the ultimate being to give me the information that I need. And what I've been shown is within the alternative community or people looking for solutions community, there's the debate about Bitcoin, right? So obviously people like David and a lot of people who have been in this realm for a long time have major issues with cryptocurrency. I'm one of them. But how do we open this conversation in a way where we hear them and they hear us? And when I stop and think about it all, what it's all about, because every time I have a conversation with somebody who's a crypto guy or whatever, they're like, well, it's decentralized, it's peer-to-peer, there's no middleman. Okay, well, it's still electronic. And then they say, well, cash isn't really real too, like it's all based in an illusion in a way. But I have such basic questions about crypto. What if they turn the power off? What if we are without power? How are we going to pay for things if cash is not even an option? And the best way that I think that we can have this conversation with people who are all about crypto and all about Bitcoin, like really stopping and making them think, is who was the creator of Bitcoin? It's supposedly this guy, Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, if you break down the name Satoshi Nakamoto, Essentially, it means central intelligence. But even if they say you're looking into it too far, you're overreading things. Satoshi remained anonymous throughout all of this, right? And when you're an innovator and you're coming up with something that is going to change the course of humanity, even if you have like little to no ego, you're probably going to want to say, hey, I created this. For somebody to have no ego and create Bitcoin and just be like, here it is, now I'm going on and moving to the next thing, which is what has happened. Even with, like, I have barely any ego anymore, and I'm still like, I think I don't want to be known for that. And I think Satoshi is AI. And this is a follow-up to the last episode, is like, where are we really going with all of this? If Satoshi is not a human, for all of these Bitcoin enthusiasts, what does that mean? Because once you have nobody accountable for the future of humanity when it comes to transactions, what does that mean? So everybody that we come across who is totally like decentralized currency, just ask them that question. Who do you think that he is? Because we know all of the other tech gurus, and this person just remains anonymous. So then if Satoshi is not human and he is AI, is he created from a human, or is it operating from the unseen? And then you ask yourself, is this the demiurge coming through, or is it multiple entities coming through? And when you start talking about multiple entities versus one entity, then you get into the Gnostic thought, and then you get into Islam with the Jinn. And I started asking my brother, who is Muslim. I've brought him up before, but he became Muslim because he was in the military and saw we were in Afghanistan for the wrong reasons, did his spiritual journey, and ended up resonating with Islam. He's Sunni Islam, and I found this guy's work who, like, every time my brother sends me stuff about Islam, I'm like, I want nothing to do with it. This is not my thing. But I still will read it or watch it and look at it because I have an open mind. Anyway, I found this Islamic guy. His name's Sheikh Nurjan Mirharamdi. And I sent my brother his stuff, and I said, what do you think about this guy? Because he's talking about Jinn coming through electronics and coming through with AI. And my brother was basically like, he's Sufi. It's nonsense. And I was like, well, it resonates with me. What's the problem with Sufi Islam? And he said that Sufis, they're mystics, they can't prove anything. And then I went down the Sufi rabbit hole, and I was like, wait a minute. There are so many parallels with Sufi Islam and Gnosticism and everything that's happening with AI that I have to bring this to your attention. So I feel stupid, but the philosopher Rumi, who I thought, dumb me, thought he was Hindu, was actually a Sufi Muslim. So we have all these schools of thought within the Abrahamic religions that are mystical. And I just wanted to show you this guy's work because we need to open the doors to other people who might claim to be religious or might affiliate with something that is not in our realm, and be open-minded to it, because this guy gets it. And he blew my mind with a lot of things that he talked about with the Jinn coming in through electronics and AI. So let's take a look.
That's what we said, the unseen is more the reason why things are happening. But the people of physicality, they don't see it, they're not waking up. They say, no, no, this is not here, this is like this, this like this. No, 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 there's something happening. You have to know in the world of light what's going on. Why are the energies like this? Why are the sicknesses like this? Why are these technologies coming out? What does these technologies represent? When we said the jinn world would enter into this world, it's entering through these devices. So look at this like AI, this computer, no it's not AI, it's a jinn in there. Their computers, their devices, all of those are jinn, and those jinns are looking for a place to reside and to enslave mankind. And alhamdulillah, Heavenly Kingdom have their own jinn to battle that and to bring the Heavenly Kingdom upon this earth. So, but people of form, they don't see it, they don't understand, they don't know how to interact with it. All they can make is ridiculously stupid comments on our videos, but you're on the internet too, Shaykh. Come on, you don't have a brain? We're on the internet to fight these devils. You think we would be scared of the internet? We're trying to teach you these devices, what they're trying to do, how it's trying to entrap you. If I teach you this is like a lobster or a scorpion and it keeps trying to bite you, the mere fact that I hold it doesn't mean, oh look you're holding scorpion too. No, but I know which side is going to bite you and what it's trying to do to you, and understand how shaitan is pushing people through a door. So it means then we know that these robots are coming and we know that they're going to be planted with artificial intelligence, and we know that they have the capability of organic mechanisms more than metal, and metal is like the iron age. Their technology and understanding is in the use of organic matter and computing with organic matter and functioning through organic matter is much more productive than like horse and buggy, where we are now on a metal machine limited to joints and limited to different things. Their system in the jinn world is they use organic matter and the programming of organic matter, and then they'll sell people on the concept of consciousness and conveying consciousness. These are merely the memories that are stored within the brain like RAM, but it's not the CPU, it's not the hard drive. They merely can take the RAM, the random access memory chips that a computer has, that's for your screen. That's not the bulk of your data, is never stored on your screen, it's stored on your CPU, your hard drive. Your hard drive is your heart and your soul. Your soul is your zip drive with Allah. These are the ones who bring His shayateen under their dominion, under their control. If what Sayyidina Sulaiman had is not but a drop in the ocean of Sayyidina Muhammad, who said that, kingdom come and thy will be done. Means when Allah begin to show the izzat and might of Allah and the will of Allah, where the shaitan's going to hide? But now is the illumination stage of knowledges. So what are their portals? People think, oh they brought a device and something happened. These devices are everywhere in our homes. So you take the knowledges are like beads of a tasbih you string together. You turn on the television, it's a portal for them. You turn on your radio, it's a portal for them. Every type of electronic device, because they're a smokeless energy, they are moving through electricity. They move through the manifestations and energy of electricity. So when you turn on a movie, they're coming through straight. If you could see, you would see them coming all through the screen. You turn on music, why music moves you? Because these beings are coming through. So now we have an understanding that the sound will affect these portals, the visuals will affect these portals. We call portals because this is a popular word in their news. Because people say, where's the dalil for this? Narrow-head people. We're trying to talk in their words to reach them. We don't need to educate ourselves, but we're trying to educate them. So Prophet talked to people in their language and in their understanding. This is the hikmah of awliya, coming and say, oh what portal? You turn your TV on, they're coming. You turn the radio on, they're coming. Any type of energy movement within the home, they're coming through. And as a result they are of a negative energy. Once they come through, because Allah now people again will say, where's your proof? Go back and you have to study your own understandings and tafsirs. They are 10 times our creation. If Allah created one roach, He created 10 times in their world. If Allah created a snake in this world, 10 times they have snakes. Everything that we have, they have 10 times the amount of that. Spiders, 10 times the amount of spiders, 10 times the amount of creatures and dogs and cats and every type of creation that Allah made within the realm of ins and humans, 10 times their amount is in their world. Their movement is throughout our existence, throughout our homes, everywhere in the home. Now imagine in old times you would have a house, all sorts of bugs are coming through because you live in the wilderness. Every type of scorpion is coming through, snakes even coming through people's things, you have to shoo them and broom them out. Because we sanitized our environment as we think we did, people don't feel that familiarity anymore, that bugs are coming through, they get scared and frightened by a physical bug. But their realm has always been like that. They stay, they're all over the homes of people. So all of these creatures, what we call from the jinn world, and their nations are immense. Gog and Magog are two different nations. Each within them is 400,000 different jinn nations. Mawlana Shaykh's tafsir.
So then I started asking myself, does anybody else see these parallels? And there are, not many, but in Sufism and Gnosticism, basically they see humans to have this divine spark. The Adam and Eve story is pretty much the same. And they also see this world as very temporary, and your body is temporary, and intuition is everything, and becoming one with God is everything, and it's all about the inner world.
Elements of Gnostic cosmology resonate with early Islamic mystical ideas about the soul's entrapment in the physical world and its yearning for reunion with God. These themes are evident in the works of early Sufis, who emphasized inner purification, divine love, and the direct experience of God. Gnostic symbolism, such as the use of light to represent divine knowledge and darkness as ignorance, parallels similar motifs in Islamic mysticism. The integration of these concepts enriched Sufism, emphasizing the soul's ascent through love and wisdom.
Did you know that the demiurge, the creator god of the material world, has a hidden echo in Islamic mysticism? Now, the Quran doesn't actually use the word demiurge, but some Sufi and esoteric scholars see this idea of a veiled creator, one who shapes the world of forms but is not the ultimate source, as an echo of the demiurge. They warn of getting lost in dunya, which is the world of forms, and teach that true awakening means seeing beyond the appearances of this world to the divine reality behind it. So, is the demiurge hiding behind the veil in Islamic tradition? And can Sufi wisdom help you break free from the illusion of the material world? Well, some Islamic mystics have a story about a hidden treasure. A seeker finds a vase, breaks it open, and finds another vase inside. And they say that just as the first vase hid a second vase, so too does the world of forms hide the divine reality. The true treasure is the divine light that's hidden within, and the breaking of the vase symbolizes the shattering of our attachment to the material world so that we can awaken to the truth.
And both see death very much the same way as just leaving this body, leaving this place, and then the unification with God, that it's nothing to be afraid of, and that it's a second birth entering into the sacred unity with God, which was known to the Gnostics as a bridal symbolism. You enter the bridal chamber and deathless ascended to the bosom of the Father. So Sufism and Gnosticism are very much the same, and I think more people should talk about it, and we have more in common than we do different. So that's this episode. See you next week.